Well, welcome back, everyone, and welcome into the 4th edition of the Friday Night Football Showdown. I'm Blake Brandon, joined as always by the nor'easter of the Magnolia State, Mr. Matt DiGregorio. Matt, we are winding down with district play, not quite done yet, but still have some pretty special matchups this evening.
Yeah, Blake, a lot of good battles across the coast that we don't normally see when district play begins, but now we're going to start tonight with two teams who actually kind of are familiar with each other, but they don't meet in district play. In Picayune, Gulfport. Picayune, the Tide entered seeking a 6th straight victory against Gulfport. Here's a brief history lesson for you guys on this rivalry. Gulfport won 20 consecutive games against Picayune between 1953 and 1974. However, the Tide have won 11 out of 14 since 1998. Gulfport's defense came to play early. They're setting the tone in this one. The pitch to Louisiana running back commit Darrell Smith. Trent Pettis rallies to the ball there. He makes the tackle later. Maven Daniel and Lawrence Robertson combined for it. And now check this out. Cooper Crosby off to the races. He had a 92-yard touchdown run in this one as well. That gives Gulfport a 14-0 lead. Crosby's been a weapon for the Admirals all season long. On the other side, this guy's also a weapon, Darrell Smith. We said his name a couple seconds ago. A huge run there for the senior. Just gets tripped up by the shoelace at the tail end of that play. But here he is, capping it off. He sets himself up. That's an alley-oop to himself. He scores to make it a one-possession game. 14-7 the lead now for Gulfport. They're tacking on. Ensuing drive, DeCorian Payton does this 80-yard house call. Cooper Crosby, I mentioned, a monster night for him. 92-yard touchdown in the third quarter. That was all Gulfport after that. Picayune gets down 41-21 as the Admirals capture their first win over the Tide since 2018.
On to another battle of the bridge tonight. The Rockachaws sailing into Pirate territory in Pass Christian. Rocks won this one last year, but Pass getting started first. Inside the red zone, quarterback Paris Trevilion finds Lathan Lewis in the back of the end zone. Drops that in the bucket. Pirates would lead 7-0. Pass on the move again inside the red zone again. Jaquez Alexander, the Wildcat, the Wild Pirate, whatever you want to call it, barrels his way in. Second pass scored the game, 14-0. Pirates. Nothing doing for the Rocks on offense. Pass getting to work once again. Matthew Daniely in the flat makes one man miss, sets course for the end zone, ends up with 6. Extra point no good. They take a 20-0 lead into the second. Rocks defense showing up now. Trevilion picked off by Salvatore Riccardi. Finally gets brought down in plus territory, but bring it on back. Roughing the passer penalty takes that interception away, and Pass would punch it back in a few plays later. Pirates take a 27-7 lead into the halftime break. They keep the pedal down and take it 47-10.
From Harrison County over to Jackson County now, the Gautier Gators making the trip to Dantzler Stadium to take on Moss Point. Let's pick this one up midway through the second quarter. Gators are on the goal line. Trey Irving gonna fake the pitch, keeps it himself for an easy 2-yard tutty. This is gonna put the Gators up 28-0 already. Next possession, Tigers can't get anything going on offense, and they're forced to punt. The snap goes over the head of the punter, touches the punter down in the red zone. Everything seeming to go to the Gators' way, but even with great field position, they failed to score there.
Moss Point really begging for some life on offense for the half. Kevon Ford runs to his left, shakes off one, then drops the shoulder on the defender, showing they're still in the fight with the Tigers. A little bit later in the drive, Ford dropping back, just throwing up a prayer. Condarius McCorvey able to get past the defenders, reel that one in. Prayer answered. Tigers find the end zone before the half. Moss Point fights back hard to get back in it, but ultimately the Gators fight back in this one. Gautier takes it 48-33 over Moss Point. And now we head over for a non-district matchup that could have some playoff implications down the road.
Yeah, that one brings us over to Biloxi High School, where the Indians are facing a tough test early this season.
And there's only one man who can bring us those highlights, our captain and commander of the digital realm and the host of your halftime update show, Mr. Dylan Jones.
Oh, thanks, Blake. Hey, guys. The Indians welcoming Hattiesburg Tigers tonight for a huge 7-8 matchup. The Tigers coming with a lot of momentum after taking down reigning 7-8 state champs Oak Grove just last week. The Indians coming in big after a big win over George County. Biloxi on the move first. Quarterback James Pyron finds Jalen Anderson to get the Indians down inside the 10. Biloxi going for it on a 4th down here after that and short in the red zone, but the Tigers there to swallow up the run, but Hattiesburg unable to capitalize on it. Now, Biloxi on the move again, and Pyron hands it off to Jameer Haskin. He finds the edge and cruises into the end zone for 6. Biloxi would take a 7-0 lead. Hattiesburg answers back quickly though. Jabroyce Jones gets the handoff and he would not be denied. The extra yardage weaves his way through the defense and outruns the rest. That's good for 6. Extra point no good though, so the Tigers would trail 7-6 right before the half. Hattiesburg trying a field goal, but it sails wide and is no good. Biloxi goes into the half with a 7-6 lead, but Hattiesburg takes this one 12-7 over the Indians.